and welcome to Capital of Combat. The name says it all. I'm Hakeem Branch.
Rob Jarrell.
And today we're going to preview this week's ESPN PBC debut, which in the main event we have Keith one-time Thurman taking on Thurman-Collazo. And also in the co-feature we have Willie Nelson against Tony Harrison, which should be a very good fight at 154. Check that out. But we're just going to cover the main event because of time constraints.
That's right.
In this fight we have Thurman-Collazo, who is fresh off his loss to Amir Khan. We have Keith Thurman, who just won against Robert Guerrero in the debut PBC card on NBC. So many letters. And is kind of auditioning for a fight with Mayweather. And in this fight, he's in there with the slick southpaw who has played the spoiler many times, and even in losses sometimes has made the favorite look kind of bad.
That's right.
So this is kind of a trap fight for Keith Thurman because he's got some holes, and Thurman-Collazo is good enough to catch him in those holes and fill them with punches. Thurman has a very strong punch, very powerful guy, which is why he has a nickname one time. He showed in the Guerrero fight, and I think Orlando Lara as well, that he has late round power. He can take you out late, he can take you out early. Collazo has not been stopped since 2002.
Yes.
That's his only stoppage loss.
Right.
He has been down a few times, but he's always gotten back up. And even on those other knockdowns that I've seen of him, it didn't look like he was hurt. Like he was caught off balance with Ricky Hatton, caught off balance with Shane Mosley. Kind of the same thing with Amir Khan, kind of like a little push going on as well. But his chin has gotten, I guess, better, or maybe the person he fought was just obscene puncher.
Yeah, it was
so far ago. I do not remember, honestly. It was
before he was
before he was even on TV. He was 14 fights in.
Yeah.
So I probably never even seen the fight. Moving on. Thurman-Collazo has a big chance to play the spoiler here. Like I said, he's very slick. He can move his head, fast hands. He has sneaky power. Doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but the last knockout he did score against Victor Ortiz was pretty vicious.
Yeah.
So he can hurt you, and I think he might have gave Ricky Hatton and Andre Berto some things to think about. I think he did have Berto hurt pretty bad.
Yeah, he did
during that fight. So, like I said, Keith Thurman likes to stick that chin out there. Might be a bad idea this fight. What you got, Rob?
This is a fight that Keith Thurman needs to look good in if he wants the Mayweather fight. But it's a chance that he won't look good into it and look good in it because of the toughness that Collazo has. Again, he doesn't get a lot of knockouts, but he's a guy that can possibly take advantage of those weak points of Thurman. Because if you watch Thurman's performances, it doesn't seem like he has the power to take you out, but I think he gets a bit discouraged and he moves a little too much when he can't get you out of there. So he kind of resorts to moving way more than he should have and making it seem like his opponent is gaining ground.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to do. He has to make Collazo pay early, or it's going to look a bit more like the Guerrero fight, except Collazo, in my opinion, has a little bit more
fluidity.
Yeah, fluidity, a little bit more athleticism, and could probably close the distance better than Guerrero could. Remember, Guerrero just said, "I'm gonna put it all on the line," and in those last few rounds, he really went after Thurman, even with the knockdown.
Yeah, it kind of woke him up at that point. because he was in some bad shape, and then all of a sudden he's winning the end of the fight when it looked like he was about to not be in the fight anymore.
That's right.
But this is not about Robert Guerrero. It's about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman let that happen. Maybe did he gas a little bit? Did he underestimate Guerrero?
Who knows?
Could have been a little bit of both. But he did show the determination to make it through that, get to the end of the fight, get the win. Same thing with Leonard Bundu, where he had a guy who was very crafty, trying to survive and catch him with a shot. And Thurman did take some leather in that fight. But he was able to box enough to win the fight. I think this might end up looking the same way. This might not be the most entertaining fight, but there'll be some spots where some heavy leather is exchanged. There'll be some really good single shots you'll see. Collazo can throw in combination pretty well, but he's starting to get up there in age, and I don't think he does it as much. He's in his mid-30s now.
Yeah.
So that may play a factor into Thurman's hands if he can take it late, get some good body work in. Keith Thurman does punch well to the body, even though he doesn't do it often. That could wear Collazo out to the point where Keith Thurman may be able to score a late round knockout. Or he could catch Collazo cold and knock him out early. I'm thinking he catches him early, drops him, but Collazo survives to lose a decision.
Yeah, this is a fight that I could definitely see this being a split decision or a very close unanimous decision for Thurman, just because Collazo can make you look bad. Not all the time. He didn't really look that bad versus Khan, versus Hatton. I believe he didn't look bad versus Berto, even though he lost those fights. He's just a guy that is always looking to be a contender and can make you. He can just make you look bad. He can turn what you expect to be a unanimous, wide decision into a draw or split decision.
Right. Like with Ricky Hatton and Andre Berto.
That's right.
So that's really it, guys. This one's pretty cut and dry. A lot of question marks that need to be answered about Keith Thurman that we may get some answers to tonight. And because a lot of people aren't really that eager to get in the ring with him in the first place, it's kind of hard to get those answers.
And to get a Mayweather fight or a high-profile fight, he is going to need to get past Collazo, and I don't think he's going to jump right into a Mayweather fight. He's got to beat somebody along the lines of Bradley, Porter, against Brook. You know, someone that's in that top 10. Because I don't think a guy that he's fought except Guerrero, and that's even asking a lot, was in the top 10.
Yeah, that is true. He has not fought any high-ranked fighters, but it's kind of like the Gennady Golovkin syndrome, where you see a guy with a lot of potential, a lot of danger, and guys aren't really knocking down the door to fight him.
Well, the top guys, you got the non-top guys like
who need the money and the opportunity. They're like, oh yeah, let's do it. But the top guys are like, I don't need them, so why fight them?
That's right.
So we'll see what happens. We'll catch you back in the post-fight. Make sure you guys like this video. Comment if you guys have anything you want to add to it. Make sure you subscribe if you have not. Catch us on Facebook, Capital of Combat, Google+, same name. You hit us up on the email, capitalofcombat@gmail.com. If you have any questions, hit us up. You can be added into the Combat Mailbag, which we have a new episode of that coming soon. And we also have the Technical Toolbox. So we got plenty of content coming your way. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.
This is round one, and you've already lost. They don't seem to see that everything we've done is coming and cost. My fists are on fire. I perform till I perspire. My demons are in a rage. Keep thinking that it's a game. I kick rhyme, hurricane. I told them I don't play. I'm liquid.
Black Street Fighter.